The Silent Sermons of the Elephants. Prologue. This animal is extremely observant of rule and measure, for it will not move if it has greater weight than it is used to, and if it is taken too far, it does the same, and suddenly stops. An observation of the elephant from the notebooks of Leonardo da Vinci. Long before humans shaped words, before rivers carved their winding paths through the delta, before baobabs had grown fat with age, the elephants of the Okavango Delta felt it, a trembling beneath the earth, a pulse as ancient as the sun, and colder than the windless nights. They did not know the name of this presence. Names belonged to tongues. Elephants carried memory in bone and vibration, in the slow resonance of the earth beneath their feet. The matriarchs moved cautiously. Masego, then young herself, guided the herd across cracked salt pans where dust rose in ghostly plumes, forming arcs of heat that danced like faint spirits. The calves huddled close, noses pressed against the thick hides of their mothers, sensing a threat they could not name. It came to them as hunger, not the hunger for grass or the fruit of the marula, no, the thirst of rivers, not the longing for waterholes. This hunger fed on memory itself, and the elephants knew if they did not offer, the memory would be taken violently, leaving hollow shapes where knowledge and experience should reside. The first circle was slow. Matriarchs stomped in unison, trunks tracing arcs over the dust, nudging one another with precise, careful touches. Their tusks scraped the earth rhythmically, leaving spirals that reflected the rotations of moons long past, twisting like the Okavango River. The calves mimicked the motion instinctively, but a tremor ran through the young bones. Something was not like any other night they had known. Along these spirals, some members of the herd placed the bleached skulls of any beast they could find, warthog, eland, impala, even one of a Cape buffalo, just small offerings to the devourer of thoughts, while others waved branches of the rain tree and mupani to the waxing moon. From the termite mounds came faint vibrations, rhythmic, unnatural. Insects moved in perfect unison, synchronized to a frequency the elephants could feel rather than hear. A shadow shifted atop the largest mound, not cast by moon or starlight, but a darkness that bent space around it, making the air heavy and the ground vibrate like the echo of something impossibly large. The matriarch leaned close, her head brushing the dust, and offered her first memory a vision of her own mother, sense of the riverbank, the taste of acacia leaves in early rains of the wet season, folded and pressed into the circle. The shadow paused, inhaled the gift through some unseen sense, and receded slightly into the earth. The herd survived their night. Their task hasn't been concluded yet, as there's more needed to be done. From that night onward, every generation of elephants has repeated the ritual, known instinctively. Some elephants live their entire lives without naming it. Some remember faintly, as if the air itself hums with old, unfinished stories. And Kuyana Mboro, the listener with a face like a crescent moon, awaits. That horror that mainly cows would tell their calves during moonless nights. A hideous behemoth of shadow born from the dark abyss of the earth. A predator far from the lion or the hyena, feeding off not the flesh of its victims, but of their minds. Beneath the termite mounds, beneath cracked salt pans, beneath the hollow silence between animal calls, it leans, it hungers, it remembers what those forgot. Part 1. Dawn came to the delta of Okavango as a pale widening rather than a burst of light. Mist lifts slowly from the channels, loosening its grip on papyrus and reed beds, and the river breathes out a low vapor that smells of rot and sweetness and old water. Tsukilo feels the day before she sees it. The vibration of waking birds travels through the ground and into the pads of her feet. The frantic stitching of weaver birds at their nests, the distant lonely cry of a fish eagle testing the air. Somewhere upriver, a hippopotamus exhales, a deep, wet sound that rolls through the mud like a warning remembered rather than heard. Tsukilo stands still, one forefoot lifted, trunk curled loosely toward her mouth. She is not yet matriarch, but she walks close to Masejo, the elder female whose bones hum with knowledge. Tsukilo feels the nearness of inheritance, the way one feels a storm before the horizon. Not visible, but heavy, unavoidable. The herd begins to move. Calves shuffle and stumble, bumping against thick legs, brushing flanks still cool from night air. One calf presses his forehead against Tsukilo's leg, seeking reassurance through contact. Tsukilo answers with a gentle nudge, releasing a low vibration that travels from chest to earth. Stay close, stay within the circle of bodies. They follow the river south, where jackalberry trees lean toward the water and leadwood skeletons stand pale and patient, their dead branches etched with time. The herd strips acacia pods with practiced ease, tusks snapping brittle branches, leaves crushed between molars with slow, deliberate power. Nothing appears wrong. And yet the river behaves strangely. Its surface does not ripple where insects land. The reflections of cumulus seem delayed, as if the water must think before it mirrors the sky. Tsukilo pauses at the bank, trunk extended, tasting the air. There is a pressure beneath the familiar scent of mud and algae, something old, something listening. Masejo stops too. She presses her forehead into the riverbank and holds it there, unmoving, the calves quiet instinctively. The earth carries a warning. Masejo's body hears the map of remembered years, scars from thorns long dead, a chipped tusk earned during drought, folds of skin that carry the scent of ancestors. She does not look at Tsukilo, but she knows Tsukilo is near. She releases a vibration so deep it barely rises into sound. It's not a language, it is a pattern. Tsukilo receives it as a cascade of impressions. The swaying elephant grass under moonlight, circles of bodies, silence thick enough to press against the lungs, a shape beneath the ground, patient and vast, the cost of forgetting, the danger of remembering too much. The younger elephants grow restless. A sub-adult bull swings his head, ears flaring, testing dominance he will soon be forced to abandon. He smells the coming separation without understanding it. Bulls do not stay when the nights grow heavy. Far across the floodplain, a black rhinoceros watches from tall grass. She does not approach. Predators have learned over generations that the elephant's silences mean more than their noise. Even the hyenas keep their distance, pacing the periphery, ears twitching as if listening to a frequency they cannot fully perceive. A puff adder lies coiled near a fallen sausage tree, unmoving, heat-sensing pits tracking vibrations. It does not strike. The ground hums too strongly. The delta is holding its breath. From the recovered journal of Dr. Omar Bello, mammologist from the University of Pretoria who was studying these elephants at the time this phenomenon. Elephants, including these local individuals of the species Loxodonta africana, alter their movement patterns during lunar cycles. Nothing new to science, such as the concept of elephants interacting with the moon's phases, even going back to the days of Pliny the Elder, who claimed that these great beasts showed reverence to celestial bodies. Increased activity has recently occurred during waning moons, which becomes reduced during full and gibbous phases. Hypothesis, risk avoidance, or something else? Observed. Herd paused for over 40 minutes near a riverbank. No visible threat. Complete stillness. Even the local insects seemed reduced. This doesn't feel like rest. It felt like something awakening. As the sun climbs, heat presses down. Lizards slide from rocks into shade. A wattled crane steps carefully through the shallows, each movement deliberate, ceremonial. Dragonflies hover and dart, their wings catching light like shards of blue grass. Tsukilo walks beside Masejo and feels a sudden ache behind her eyes, a sensation like pressure, like something tugging at the inside of her skull. Images rise unbidden. Her mother's flank, a shelter, the scent of rain-breaking drought, the taste of mineral-rich mud at a distant salt lick she has not visited since Carfood. The ache intensifies. Tsukilo stumbles, just slightly. Masejo reaches out. Trunk wrapping around Tsukilo's neck, grounding her with touch. The sensation recedes, but the warning lingers. This is how it begins. Memory surfacing too early, too strongly. The herd reaches a clearing by midday, a place of ancient hues, though no visible markers explain why. The grass grows shorter here, trampled smooth by generations of feet. Termite mounds ring the clearing like watchful sentinels. One mound stands taller than the rest, cracked and darkened, its surface cascaded by old tusk marks. The elephants slow, the calves cluster, and Tsukilo understands, with weight settling into her bones, that this place will matter soon. The moon is still rising. That night, clouds veil the sky, but the moon's presence is undeniable. Even hidden, it pulls. The elephants feel it in their joints, in the water beneath the soil, in the subtle way the insects shift their rhythms. A genet slips through the undergrowth, pauses, and turns away, disappearing back into the thickets of the sandveld. Porcupines freeze mid-step, quills rattling faintly, then retreat into the tall grass. The elephants begin to arrange themselves without instruction. Masejo moves toward the center. Tukilo follows. The ritual is not complete, not tonight, but the preparation has begun. And far beneath the clearing, beneath earth and root and bone, Kuyana Mboro stirs. It tastes the rising memory like blood in water.